inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey there. You know something I say a lot? I say a lot of you know how to make money, but you do not know how to run a business. I want you to take the time to think and say to yourself exactly what it is that you want. Do you see yourself with this business where you charge an exorbitant amount of money for something? You get paid a lot. It's just you work, you stop. Maybe your husband also works, but they have a pretty flexible job and you can kind of vacation and that's it. Do you see yourself with this business that's going to keep growing and expanding, and you can see yourself needing a VA and a designer? You're going to see that you need to hire some type of service to handle your inbound calls. What is it that you see in your future for your business? And once you get that in your mind's eye, what you want, I want to know if you are doing everything that you are supposed to do to make sure that when that time arrives, you're not caught with your pants down. I see a lot of business owners get really excited about how they want things to go, but they never prepare. I was working with this woman and she wanted to hire someone to use one of her rooms in her salon. And when it all boiled down, and I talked about this a little bit on another podcast, I was like, okay, so who are you thinking about? And they're like, oh, I already got somebody in mind and we can do this and we can do that. And I was like, you know what? I don't have a problem if at the end of the day, you and that person still connect and you have them in your salon. But here's my issue. You're so lackadaisical about going into this venture with someone. You do realize that when you allow the fact that there's some level of a personal relationship come in between this whole process with having someone rent out that room, you could potentially be setting yourself up for failure. All too often, entrepreneurs get into bed with other entrepreneurs with no understanding whatsoever. And what I ended up doing, because I was working one-to-one with this individual, is I said, no, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about the type of salon that you have because it's upscale. What kind of person do you want to have there? You're going to want to know if they wear uniformed attire. How do they dress? You may want to set a standard that they have to wear a specific type of color. You need to have interview questions together so that you can get the gist of what kind of clientele they have. You need to even be able to dissect someone's conversation, because sometimes people could be so desperate and have come up on some money, and you want this high fee because it's a luxury salon, and you say, oh yeah, this is what it is. You like the space, it looks good, okay, you want to be here, you want to work, all right, it's this much per month. And they could be like, shoot, Lord, that's more than I want to pay, but I got it, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it down. And then the next month they're hoping that they will have built their clientele up high enough to be able to afford to pay for that, when you need to actually ask the question. So can you tell me a little bit about your clientele? How long have you been in business? How long have some of these clients been with you? What is your average rate for this service? What are you charging? Because what if you charge luxury fees and they charge mid-grade? Your clientele is going to look one way. Their clientele is going to look another way. When they're both sitting in the waiting room, will that possibly make someone uncomfortable? Will they be the kind of client that's sitting on the phone talking and smacking their gum while your client is the kind that would be sitting there reading a magazine? Will that deter your people from continuing to come? And all of these questions and these things that I was saying were like, oh, wow, I never thought about it like this. And I said, I'm only bringing this up not because that means that this person is not the right one. But what if things don't work out? What if you ask all these questions and this person is the right one, but still something doesn't work out? And then you're actually interviewing strangers. What kind of things do you have in place so you're not caught off guard or caught by surprise when specific things happen? Have you thought about what kind of hours they're going to want to work? Are you going to ask them questions about their timeliness? Do you have very, stringent policies and your clients have to be there at a specific time, or they get charged a late fee? Are they going to be the kind of people that have people that are late all the time and they've got that negative energy once again in the waiting room? All of these kind of things need to come into play. And it's not even with situations like that. How many of you are documenting what you do? When you have to send out your emails, when you're looking over your email list, when you are issuing out invoices and monitoring your money in your account, if you have someone that you're going to have take care of your business to that degree, do you have a set of systems and processes in place to say, okay, these are the tasks you need to do? It's imperative for you to know that these dates and these days are key. This needs to be taken care of this way. Once a week, I need you to send out something like this. Could you streamline what those processes are? Or would you be spending more time trying to hurry up and convey something to someone and then hope that they do it right? Because here's the reality in the real world. In the real world, when organizations hire people, they see that there is a cost associated with it. There is the cost of paying advertising. Once you actually hire someone, there is the time to actually train them. Once you train them, you have to shadow them. And even when you let them spread their wings and do things independently, you got to do quality assurance checks really frequently in the beginning. And then you still need to do them sporadically. You need to be involved in the processes so you never get caught with your pants down to find out that they're not doing certain things. But if you are going, winging it and running your business and getting lucky and things are falling into place and kind of working, you're at the mercy of a wing and a prayer that you actually get someone who is going to execute properly. And how much time will you waste? How much frustration will you go through? How many potential clients will you lose? How many people will unsubscribe to your list because you are not prepared to actually hire someone? You are not prepared to have someone rent out a space from you. You have to ask yourself, what is my overall goal for my business? Do I know how to make money, yet I don't know how to run a business? Do I know how to hustle and get my hands on some cash, but I don't know how to properly train anyone in my processes? These are the kind of things you may have to ask yourself, but you won't know to ask these things and you won't know what to look for more than likely if you're not working with a coach who understands the importance of getting these kind of things in order. What is your overall vision for your business? You have the overall vision, but then you need to have someone with you that's going to map these things out. I know for a fact that it was very, very beneficial for this woman that I work with to do this, because she dodged a lot of bullets with a lot of people that wanted to have her space. And you want to know something? The one person that she really did want to have it, when she sat down and had the conversation with them, things did not work out as planned. But you know what? Things did end up working out. But she could have had the wrong person in there and went and dealt with a bunch of unnecessary drama if she didn't have a coach that was sitting here saying, don't just jump into bed so quickly doing stuff with people. You guys hear me talk about it all the time, how collaboration could be a blessing and a curse. Working with people could be a blessing and a curse, but that's only based on your state of preparation. What are you doing to get prepared for what you want? What are you doing to get prepared for what you want? While you're small, start documenting stuff. Document. Pay attention to everything that you're doing so that you can say, yep, this is somebody else that if somebody else were doing this, my life would be a lot easier. But what does that look like? Go ahead and already have those papers, typed out saying these are the tasks that you need to do. Go ahead and create that quick little checklist. See, everybody creates checklists once it's time for an opt-in. I'm going to need you to have a checklist for when it's time for training, so you can cross those things off so that you can have the smoothest transition possible. Unfortunately, what happens with a lot of us is that we get forced into hiring help. And then when it doesn't work, sometimes we have to make do with what we have, or we end up just suffering and having to backtrack and do everything ourselves. That's not the way that it's supposed to be. So yes, I know, I get it. You know how to make money, but ask yourself, what am I doing to make sure that as I expand, I know how to run a business? Okay, that's your nugget for the day. Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomendon'tbitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar.